VLR.
Welcome to the Saturday Night Cigar Lounge.
A very nice Saturday night here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. I'm totally avoiding the Final Four, and not just because I don't like college basketball, just because I'd rather just stay away from the craziness that is going on at the Boss Hog Bowl. I'm your host, Taylor. And someone who apparently made Jonah Goldberg's day is with me tonight. Hello, Sean Venkman.
Hello.
Okay, so you had to tell the story. How did you make his day?
Oh, well, Jonah has this dog named Zoe, and I guess he had a dog that passed away, recently or, back a few months. And he got this new dog named Zoe that Twitter is emotionally invested in now, and myself included. I'm not patronizing Twitter for being emotionally invested in Zoe. And it's one of the cutest dogs ever. And he took it on a road trip because I guess he's going across the country. And well, first off, when he got the dog, it had parvovirus and it was in bad shape. And he paid for whatever needed to be done, and they did what they could for the dog. And now it's healthy. And he's taking it across the country, and he put it in front of a hotel mirror, and he said he tweeted it was just staring at the mirror, so I made a little meme out of it just now.
And what did the meme say?
Who's a sexy dog? And then at the bottom it says, you're a sexy dog. And it's like, she's looking in the mirror at herself, and just like, oh yeah.
It's always fun when stuff like that kind of happens, right?
I enjoy those tweets a lot more than like the, oh crap, I left the fence open and the dog got ran over type tweets. So
let's not talk about that. I actually saw that happen once, very recently.
Yeah.
And it really threw me off.
If I remember correctly, you called me afterward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was just in total shock.
Yeah, it's not fun to see.
That was a very, very, very bad day. Now, not as bad as when I, got in a car accident, and then not as bad as when I the next day decided to shatter a glass in my eye, but still not a good day.
You're pretty hard on yourself. You need to calm down and take it easy.
The boss lady, Liz Harrison, tells me that all the time.
Well, then she's right.
Yeah, no, she is right. The problem is that sometimes this stuff just kind of happens.
Yeah. And if I remember correctly, there was a spiral staircase in there too somewhere.
Yeah, spiral staircase.
Yeah. I think you need to get away from all that stuff because that stuff has it out for you.
You've got a solution, don't you? Move to Central Texas?
Yeah, I was going to say LED light bulbs, but move to Central Texas too. Yeah. That'll fix your problem.
And by the way, I am a very happy host tonight. The Dallas Stars are now in 8th place.
Boo.
In the Western Conference, as Dallas Stars color commentator Daryl Ray just tweeted, "Oh yes, they did. Stars rode the White Lightning tonight. Stars win." And it's got a picture of him on a hockey stick, riding a hockey stick with lightning going in front of him.
So he really said, ride the lightning or something, and then posted a picture of basically what he said, like the lightning included.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude needs to calm down too. They're just in 8th place in the Western Conference. Save it.
But when you haven't been in the playoffs in 5 years, you kind of get excited.
I guess so.
It's a Canadian thing.
That's why I don't like it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I wish I could parse that a little nicer, but
okay.
Yeah. I'm anti-Canadian.
You're anti-Canadian.
I am pro-fighting though, so hockey gets a little credit back for that.
Okay, I'll see. There you go.
Yeah. And also that dude who died and then they zonked him back to life with an AED and then wanted to go back out on the ice, that dude is cool with me too.
Yeah.
Rich
Peverly's
Peverly.
a good guy.
Yeah. Yeah, that dude's cool with me. The rest of the stars, eh.
Meanwhile, someone who you know and love just tweeted, "I'm happier about the Stars winning than I am mad that the Rangers blew a late lead, but I'm still mad as hell." He then proceeded to attack libertarians for...
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy. The lawyer. Or so he claims.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's subtweeting for you. Well, sub-broadcasting for you, I guess.
You just coined a new term.
Yeah.
Before it was talking behind someone's back, now it's just
sub-broadcasting.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, boss lady. Liz just showed up in the chat. We were talking about you earlier, but we said nice things. We said that you wanted me to avoid, hurting myself.
And to calm down.
Yeah, and to calm down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, speaking of only, I guess this is only I would say it's only a California thing, but that's not completely true. Congresswoman Jackie Spear, this happened earlier this week. Congresswoman Spear. Congresswoman Jackie Spear called on President Barack Obama on Wednesday to ban the import of assault weapons following last week's high-profile arrest of California State Senator Leland Yee on gun trafficking charges. The FBI investigation of Leland Yee reveals how easy it is to import lethal assault weapons that were previously banned. This case should be a warning to us that even the most trusted appearing among us are ready to do real harm. Since Congress can pass no meaningful gun control laws, even after the mass killing in Newtown, President Obama should use his pen to slow the import of these weapons, which have no places in our homes. Now, you'll love this part. Spear, who held Yee's Senate seat before the suspended state lawmaker was elected in 2006. That should just say it.
Well, first off, don't you love how she's just like, oh, normally politicians are the best of us, but yeah. I'm saddened that this one. No, like who really thinks that the people that are representing this country in Washington right now are the best among us? Please raise your hand. All right, I don't see any hands going up, but this is radio.
My hand is not going up. I'll just let you know.
Like, really? And then she's like, oh, but, Obama's pen that did so much to stop Putin and, all this other stuff. Let's just stop the... Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's not just take that giant overblown NSA program and find out how screwed up our politicians really are. No, don't. Whatever you do, don't do that. This is an isolated incident. Just ban some gun that wasn't even made when this happened. That'll certainly fix it.
I thought that. I don't know. I see something like that. I'm just like, this is somebody who really, really, really thinks that that being a politician is supposed to be a career.
Like the politicians are the saintliest among us or something like that. Like who actually thinks that? I don't know a single person that thinks that, and I even know a couple Democrats. And I still don't know anyone that thinks that way. This lady smoked herself retarded, or just really just believes in humanity way too much at this point, and she needs to chill too.
I'm not sure she believes in humanity. I don't think she believes in humanity at all. She wants to protect people from themselves. And we've seen how that stuff goes well.
I think the funnier story to come out of California is the one this week where it said Phil Wyman, the guy who's running for the AG candidate for California, said that he wants the death penalty for corrupt lawmakers. That takes balls to say that in California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's...
So maybe his do-goodings got rid of her. I'm not even sure what to call them at this point, but it's she needs to calm down.
This entire thing involving Yi, it's a movie. It is a movie waiting to happen.
It's not a movie because Hollywood will never make it a movie. They'll never make it a game. They'll never make a short story out of it. They're going to sweep it under the rug as fast and as quick as they can and never mention it again.
But, stuff that Republicans may have done or accidentally done, Bob McDonnell is going to keep going on and going on and going on.
I have a feeling if there really were penalties, like if you go out and, do something like Leland Yee did, where you go try to arm break federal laws to arm a weird militia somewhere in the world. Yeah, you should, maybe that would be motivation enough to get you to calm down and just do your job. No one goes to Washington and says "Oh, what part of organized crime in the world can I get involved in?" But this guy did. So all I'm saying, maybe if Phil Wyman's policy got taken nationwide, this shit would stop. Maybe not, but I have a feeling it would not be as bad as it is right now.
So you are endorsing the death penalty for corrupt politicians?
No, but I am going to go to California and vote 17 times for Phil Wyman on the day of the election. I'm going to treat them to a treat of their own medicine, a little voter fraud.
One thing that NJ Libertarian pointed out in the chat room, which he's not wrong, is they did indeed make American Hustle.
Who is they? Californians?
Hollywood.
I mean, the sun's got to shine on every dog's something, every something. But seriously, that was a good movie, though.
I still haven't seen it.
Jennifer Lawrence's character made me bust out laughing several times.
She's a great actress.
But also, the character they wrote for her in that movie is perfect, though. The character's perfect.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, not in a good way, but still perfect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And it should be pointed out that most of the people who were arrested in this or convicted in the American Hustle thing were Democrats.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm shocked. Next thing you're going to be telling me that Democrats are, part of an international organized crime syndicate, or that they're leaving women in cars at the bottom of large bodies of water or something like that.
No. They never do that.
They are known for their utmost and great standing, social standing in the world. I just can't see that happen.
Yeah. Yeah. I know, right? They're the pillar of society.
They are the fibers of humanity that hold it together.
Obviously. I mean,
clearly.
Same with communists. I mean, if Jesus was one, then.
Yeah, Jesus was giving out healthcare left and right when he was yeah. He was like the Oprah, but instead of you get a car and you get a car and it was you get free healthcare and no more herpes for you and no syphilis for you, sir. And that's just that's exactly how it went down. He was the Oprah of his time, but with healthcare.
The Oprah of his time.
Yeah.
The Oprah of his time.
He lived in Chicago, but he got out as fast as he could.
Wow. Wow. You can send all hate mail to at MRFOPRW.
PRW. POW. MRFOPOW on Twitter. Sean Bacon. Send it to me.
Or you can try to troll him on Xbox as he trolls kids.
Yeah, or feel free to troll me on Vine or Instagram, You
have an Instagram account? Everybody has an Instagram account, don't
they? I don't do anything with it, but like technically you could troll me on it because I have the account. Yep.
Of course, the other thing that Hollywood did produce was the Winter Soldier movie, based on that would be Captain America 2 Winter Soldier, which is honestly probably the second best Marvel movie ever made, behind Avengers.
You said it was best. You said it was best last night.
It's second best.
You changed your mind now. Second best.
No, Avengers is just so good.
Okay, all right. I'm just trying to get it on the record.
Avengers is so good. It's barely better than it is barely better than Iron Man, for the simple reason that Iron Man is about a capitalist. A free market capitalist. And honestly asks some legit questions about the security state. And in fact, what's really funny is one of the directors actually said, "Yeah, we were inspired by Obama's kill list."
Oh, I really thought you were going to say Snowden for a second.
No, they're already in production for that. Oh. But you can tell that there was some that there was some Snowden-esque stuff there, because you had whistleblowing and stuff ending up on the internet, that sort of thing. I mean, there was definitely some. There was a very, very strong, and I have no idea what the politics of these guys are, but it certainly had libertarian leanings that I could see, without giving away anything.
Michelle Frost agreed with you that it was a good movie.
Yeah, as did Jersey in the chat, as did John Brodigan, as did a bunch of other people. Emily Zanotti. So yeah, go see it.
Do you know what the one thing that pisses me off about that is?
It's got Robert Redford in it?
No, I don't really care about him.
Oh, okay.
It's the same thing that pissed me off about Hunger Games, is that for some reason James Cameron makes Avatar and everyone's like, "Oh, see, there's like a secret meaning behind it. You have to like read between the lines and really try to understand the movie." And then when there's a libertarian leaning in a movie like in Hunger Games or in Winter Soldier, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, it was a good comic book and it's even it's totally even better movie."
Yeah,
and you're like, "Yeah, but did you see the point that it speaks to?" And they're like, "Yeah, I really like Marvel." And you're like,
Even The Dark Knight, which had a very, very strong commentary on, although a strong yet subtle commentary on the surveillance state.
It wasn't that subtle though, and I mean you were talking about Iron Man being a capitalist. What?
Here comes trouble. Here comes trouble.
Excuse me?
Not you. Hang on a second. Here. Okay, so Skype sucks. Can I just add that?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I screwed up.
Oh, that's all right.
You hit the wrong button.
Yes, I hit the wrong button.
So what I was gonna say is that not only is Iron Man like a capitalist themed movie, but yeah, Batman's the original capitalist. That dude went out, he's rich, and he's doing good with his money. And yeah, you said it spoke subtly to the thing, but he straight up says, no one should have this power. This is too much power for someone.
Yeah.
I don't think that's that subtle. And at the same time, he's right. And if you look at what Morgan Freeman, who actually said that line, or was contributing to that scene, if you take and look at some of the things he said in real life, he agrees with that.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we have trouble here.
Well, we have sacrilege on the air.
Sacrilege?
Heresy.
Really?
Yes.
I know. I'm right here. Don't call me that to my face, Liz. Just wait till after the show when I'm on the phone with Taylor.
Hey, at least he knows when he's guilty.
Yeah, I like I said, I'm a self-hating narcissist, so I can dish it, but I can take it too. So it's all good.
Oprah and Jesus, really?
Yeah. That's where Oprah. Yeah, he was the original Oprah. And it's like the same thing. Like the song started from the bottom. Now we're here. Their motto, Oprah and Jesus' motto, was started in Chicago, but now we're somewhere else. Luckily.
Oh Lord, I give up.
Yes,
that did require adding Jim Beam to the bottle of Diet Pepsi.
I knew it wouldn't be long before Liz was blaming me for, getting drunk. I knew it wouldn't be that long.
I don't get drunk. That's the sad part. I never end up drinking enough.
Surprised it took this long. But no, seriously, everyone always misses those points. Like, people can watch those movies and be like, what do you think about Batman? Oh, Batman's awesome. He's doing stuff that, no one else would do and no one else could do, and government came to him because they couldn't do it. And... but the
government never came to him.
Well, they would put the bat signal up. They would be like, "We need help. Come help us. You're awesome. You're better than we are."
Yeah, what the hell's the bat signal? But
no one ever. Yeah, who paid for that bat signal? By the way,
I
have a feeling it wasn't the guy. Exactly. He was like, "Here, just hold on to this and plug it in whenever it is." Yeah, but no one ever actually when they get done with watching one of those movies, Iron Man, Batman, Winter Soldier. I'll take your word because I haven't seen Winter Soldier yet. But no one ever's like, oh yeah, you know what? I just saw the Hunger Games, and maybe if we keep letting government be out of control, that's where it's going to end up. No one ever does that. They never connect the dots. They're like, oh, it's fiction, JK, but Avatar was awesome.
Yeah, well, I think a part of it is that a lot of critics they don't want to discuss it. They don't
because they're entertainers.
Well,
they don't want to be crucified for going and pointing out the elephant in the room.
That's what I was going to say. It's not the fact they're entertainers. It's the fact that would be the quickest way to the unemployment line they could possibly ever make happen.
No, they are entertainers because they're basically sitting there filling a need within the entertainment industry. Because, somebody has to sit there and say, okay, this is a good movie or a bad movie.
And people on Twitter could never just say that,
Yeah.
No. It's becoming less relevant. I'll give you that. But for years, movie critics served a purpose. If a consumer discovered, okay, I agree with this guy on a regular basis, you know what I mean? On the movies, the guy goes and pans the movie. Guess what happens to that consumer? They don't waste their money going out to see that damn film because they already know they generally agree with the guy anyway.
See, when I used to watch Siskel and Ebert late at night when I couldn't sleep and was dealing with insomnia, if they panned a movie, I was like, okay, I got to go see it.
Exactly. So you know what I mean because you went polar opposite. If you know that they never get it right as far as what you like, then you go to the movie. But that's the purpose they serve because those guys get to see the movies before anyone else. They go and talk about them before they're released. And people make a decision on whether or not they're going to go.
Yeah.
It just still pisses me off that people see Hunger Games and their first thought is Philip Seymour Hoffman gave the performance of his career, and it's never like, oh yeah, let's chill with the whole government thing because it's slippery slope and all that. You know what I mean?
Well,
no.
Here's the other thing.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Here's the other thing. Think about it. All right, you have mostly liberals. You have Hollywood liberals there who want to keep that agenda going. You think they're gonna? You think they're going to sit there and say, "Oh gosh, this movie did a great job at discussing the surveillance state problems"?
No.
No, they're going to pan it, or they're going to say, "Hey, it's a great it's a great movie.
It's an action movie," and they'll ignore the social message.
Although the best part was, this is what I thought was amazing. Mother Jones, who I am no fan of, actually published the review where the director said, "Yeah, we were inspired by Obama's kill list."
That works. Honesty works.
So kudos to you, Mother Jones. I may never say it again, but
I used to have friends there, but we're not going to discuss that.
I would love to discuss that. What are you talking about?
No, back when I was in the world of literature, Mother Jones was a place where people who were in the literary world, that was where they would go and send some of their more political items. And I would end up going and talking to certain people because of that.
Certain people.
Yeah, like editors and...
Oh, name dropping.
No, I'm not name dropping because I'm not mentioning names.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well, hey, I was a publisher. What the hell? It's like I'm slumming if I'm talking to an editor.
Oh, I see how it is. Got to stay in your own part of the hierarchy, huh?
Something like that. All I know is that everybody knew what to do as far as I was concerned. If you wanted me to show up at a conference, you better damn well have a green room. Because I did not deal with the masses. That was it. But I wasn't the only one. There was a whole group of us that had nothing to do with anyone.
This is why Thomas LeDuc is correct when he calls her a one-percenter.
I was one of many in that situation.
She wasn't the only one, Taylor. There were also some other super awesome people there at the same time.
Exactly. Because, there are certain professors that get fed up with, dealing with groups of people after a while. And once they get to a high enough rank, they only show up on test day. Their TAs go and deliver their lectures.
Just call them minions, because that's really what they are. They're minions.
Yeah, they're minions.
They are minions.
Which, by the way, I'm still looking for one.
Aren't we all?
Pint-sized was your minion.
No, he's not my minion. I need a real minion, to do stuff.
To deal with me?
No, to keep me organized. Or something.
I would offer, but I'm...
totally disorganized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually get that from my dad.
That's a scary thought, given your dad's profession.
Well, that's why he has good workers.
Yeah, I know.
That's why he has minions, Liz.
Yes, he has minions, and I have to get some.
And Jay, I think we just answered your comment, which was in the chat, which was Taylor isn't your minion?
No, Taylor is not my minion. If anything, half the time it seems like I'm his.
Ooh. Fight.
No, I am the human alarm clock.
I've offered to be your alarm clock, and you turned.
Yeah,
me
I
down.
know. And then the show didn't go on the air on time.
Oh, this is getting good.
Oh, we're great. I'm terrible. I'm an absolutely horrible individual.
Is it not interesting though to you pointed out the comment about Avatar and how people were just going gonzo over V for Vendetta, and how the Wachowskis tried to make it an anti-Bush film.
Yeah, and then it turns out to be an anti-Obama film if you go and erase the...
It's an anti-statism film, is what it is.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And it reflects more on Obama now than it ever reflected on Bush.
I'm going to have to re-see it, because when I saw it, I hated it.
What?
Well, seeing it now, you might like it.
Okay.
You're gonna be like, whoa, Anonymous is in this movie? That's weird.
No. Okay. My reasons for hating it, I've discussed this before, are from a pure comic book adaptation standpoint.
Yeah, he hates it for the same reason that I hate movies from novels.
Actually, I'm like that with novels, too.
Yeah, I know, but I don't say anything as far as the comic books are concerned. I just say it according to novels.
Oh, okay.
Because, people have to twist my arm to read a comic book, with few exceptions.
Nathan Edmondson.
There's one.
Who I will hopefully get to meet later this month.
Well, there you go.
Thank you, Keats Comics. Now, I'll see if I can convince him to come on the show again.
No, he's afraid of me.
Why is he...
If I'm not there, then yeah, he'll probably do it. I don't know.
Okay. You carried one interview because I was having all sorts of tech issues.
Yeah, I remember that. And I had zero prep. Because I'm not good or something. I don't know.
Pretty much.
No.
Pretty much. Anyway, this is Saturday Night Cigar Lounge. I'm your host, Taylor. Sean Vinkman is the guest. Liz Harrison is the party crasher. And we're going to take a really, really quick break and come right back to... let's discuss Hillary Clinton's State Department when we get back. This is Vigilant Liberty Radio. And we'll be right back in about 2 minutes.
Mr. President, members of Congress, you've been making a lot of noise about taking our guns away. But you might want to review history. 1835, Gonzales, Texas Territory. The authorities wanted to confiscate the big gun that protected that colony. You know what the people said? Come and take it. Because they were willing to fight for their freedom and their guns. So are we.
Come and take it if you want it. Come and take it if you think you can. Come and take it, but I warn you, you'll have to pry it from my cold dead hands. We want the freedom that God gave us, so you best not cross that line. If you want this gun, you gotta come through us and take it.
One shot at a time. Just like Gonzales, we're keeping our guns.
This is the Pint-Sized Pundit, and I am here to tell you that anything Taylor says on Saturday Night Cigar Lounge is his opinion and his opinion only. He does not speak for his employer, his employer's employer, or anyone else. He especially doesn't speak for Liz unless she says so.
Hi, this is Jonah Goldberg from National Review, and you're listening to Vigilant Liberty Radio.
I think I may have scared Liz Harrison for a second. Earlier during the break. Did I scare you, Liz?
Who, me?
Yes.
I'm never afraid.
Oh, okay. I was just curious because all of a sudden in the Skype chat room, I saw WTF with how many question marks?
I was just laughing at you.
Oh, okay. Okay. This is Saturday Night Cigar Lounge. I'm Taylor. She's Liz. He's Sean Vinkman.
Yeah, and I came on because he was being a heretic.
Not everyone's always mad at you, Taylor. You really need to calm down.
Yeah, really.
I'm used to people being mad at me. That's the problem.
Oh, jeez.
We won't go there.
No, we're not going there.
Yeah, but we are going to go here. From the Washington Times, released yesterday, the State Department misplaced and lost some $6 billion. That's with a B. This is actually from the Washington Free Beacon. Excuse me. Billion with a B. Dollars due to the improper filing of contracts during the past 6 years, mainly during the tenure of former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. According to the Inspector General report, $6 billion in unaccounted funds poses as a, quote, significant financial risk and demonstrates a lack of internal control over the department's contract actions. The failure to maintain contract files adequately creates significant financial risk and demonstrates a lack of internal control over the State Department's contract actions, which I think I'm just repeating myself.
Yes, you are.
But it deserves
it bears
to be
repeating.
Yeah. Basically where this money disappeared from was which contract files which were incomplete or could not be located at all. Something's wrong here. I mean, if
really?
this isn't saying that there's too much going on, that the government is too big, that's it.
I want to just say one thing. I want to say one thing. Everybody needs to, take it slow here and pay attention to what I'm saying and try to paraphrase. Dear Mr. Priebus, if you do not run ads talking about Hillary Clinton losing $6 billion when she ran just one department of our government, we will hunt you down and lynch you. Yours truly, conservatives, libertarians, Republicans of America, however you want to sign it. One department. What would she do if she had the whole damn thing?
I know she almost has as many, dead federal employees underneath her as Obama does for Fast and Furious, and he's, like you said, he's in charge of everything, and she's just in charge of just one.
Mm-hmm.
I have two thoughts about this. I'll give you what a nice person would think, and then I'll tell you what I think. Mm-hmm. Number one, what a nice person is going to derive from this, and since I'm the great story tire together, like you always say I am, Taylor, how far would that $6 billion, like you said, with a B, go for current and veteran troops that are in need more now than ever? Getting neglected by their own government more now than probably ever before. How far would $6 billion have gone for them? Would there be better mental health services? Probably. Would there be college benefits reinstated for all those people who signed up under the promise of college benefits? One of which you and I know very well, Taylor.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that $6 billion could do that too. Would we be able to offer counseling and support animals and do other things? Yeah. With $6 billion? Yeah, probably. But Hillary Clinton lost it because she couldn't be bothered to do her job, or at least tell the people below her to do their job.
To also put this in perspective.
Wait, hang on.
Okay.
Second thing, that's what a nice person would take away from the story. What I take away from the story is there's $6 billion that got secretly funneled to the CIA.
No. You're being too kind.
I don't think so. Those AKs that he sent to Syria don't buy themselves. Those ManPads rocket launchers don't buy themselves.
Yeah, but there are so many other places where they could get it. You're being way too kind. I'd be checking her bank accounts.
That might be
I'm sorry,
possible.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
But
yeah, I'm thinking Whitewater.
Every time Obama screws something up, rather than look guilty, he always is like, oh, whoops, we didn't know that we were dealing weapons to Mexican drug cartels. Like, whoops, I'll totally fix it.
No,
and the IRS thing came out, and he's like, we don't know that, we were targeting conservatives with the IRS. Oops, real sorry about that. We didn't know. So it just seems like whenever something, they get caught out, and their first excuse is, oh, we're stupid. The only reason you're going to admit you're stupid is because you're doing something way worse with that money. So that's where my head's going.
Well, or they blame someone else. I mean, remember, Fast and Furious was all Bush's fault.
Yeah,
because it was a program that was started during the Bush administration. Of course,
meanwhile, the Bush administration went and put on the top of it, redlined it, and said, "Don't ever do this again."
See, when I make comments about the two of us sharing a brain, that's why.
Yeah.
But let's also put this cash into perspective as well, okay? In fiscal year 2011, now granted this is Wikipedia, so you never know. In fiscal year 2011, the U.S. government allocated the following amounts to aid: total economic and military assistance, $49.5 billion. Military assistance was 17.8. Total economic assistance was 31.7, with U.S. aid assistance being 14.1 billion. So basically, this money that disappeared, quote unquote, it could have funded the foundations that they do. It could have funded university and colleges. It could have funded
just about anything.
Yeah, anything.
Cancer research, anything good that could have come from that. There's actually a lot of good things that could have come from that money, and instead it's just quote unquote missing.
Or better yet, that is tax money that could have, instead of being given to the government, could have been used by people in general for stuff.
That's why I think that there's something darker to that money going missing. Because if Obama was legit, he would be outraged that inner city kids didn't get that money for textbooks or something.
And by the way, and it should be pointed out, by the way, before people think, no, I'm not talking about a bailout. I'm talking about money that could have just been money that wouldn't have been spent to begin with. This is why.
Boyd said in the chat room, it could have funded a rescue.
Yeah, no kidding. Or security.
I was gonna say there would have been throwing money in a hole to try to rescue anything that's in the middle of the Indian Ocean. That's
no.
There was never any, all the people that were like, I hope they find the plane.
No, not that.
Oh,
the Benghazi.
Oh, that rescue. Yeah, I mean, they had assets really close. I don't even think it probably would have been $1 million total for the operation if costs were, if the Libyans were charging us $20 a gallon for Jet A, then it's still probably $1 million for the whole operation. That's it.
This is why I have been a major advocate of, and if I somehow ever got elected president, not that I ever would, one of the first things that I would say to Congress that I wanted to happen
would be, here's my Secretary of Defense, Sean Venkman.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah. It would also be, we are doing an audit of every single federal agency.
Oh. And we're getting rid of the EPA.
Yes. They're the first to go.
It's not just
followed closely by the IRS.
It wouldn't just be.
Oh, and speaking of the IRS, I was just thinking about this because you did mention taxes. Mm-hmm. Everybody's getting all in an uproar about everything, and I'm sitting here thinking, every year the numbers come out. They will come out sometime in May or June. How much money did the United States fail to collect in taxes? They don't have enough people to even do what they have now for their work at the IRS. That's a fact. I mean, there are no two ways about that. So I'm sitting here thinking, how in the hell are they going to do the whole Obamacare thing?
They're
Because
gonna use,
there is no line item on the budget to radically increase the IRS. And when I say radically, I mean they have to triple their workforce as of before the previous cuts that they just made during the sequester.
They're going to use the honor system. You got to check the little box when you're doing your taxes. I swear I signed up for Obamacare.
I swear I paid my premium.
Yeah, they're already doing it. I mean, what's to say they wouldn't just use the honor system for that too?
True. I
didn't check the box.
It just boggles the mind.
It doesn't boggle my mind, but it does make a good example of why people fly planes into IRS buildings.
In Austin, Texas. And no, we are not advocating that.
No, but we are saying keep it weird, Austin. Keep it weird.
NJ Libertarian in the chat room. Jeez, that's a scary thought. Secretary of Defense Sean Venkman was seen today challenging Vladimir Putin's ability to lift.
If I was your Secretary of Defense, I'm going right past bodybuilding, and we're going to get into some good shit. It's going to be like, show me your ICBMs, and I'll show you the one that's going to blow up your shitty little country.
But here's the sad thing, though, is that people don't care.
No,
they really don't care. I'm looking at the Washington Times website right now, and their top video picks has social media damaged James Franco's reputation. Something on Fort Hood, which we are praying for the victims of that.
Right.
And then the next one is Grumpy Cat celebrates her terrible twos.
To halfway defend that, the James Franco story is slightly ironic because
a little creepy.
Well, no. Listen. If James Franco can't pick up chicks on Instagram,
no, it was a 17-year-old.
Well, he never said he'd have sex with her. He asked her when her birthday was. He's probably trying to schedule it, down the road, because he's all over the place. He'll be like, "Oh, September, cool. I'll come back to Florida in September. All right." But she just couldn't wait to go to the tabloids. What a great moral individual saving us all from James Franco. It's James Franco that's ruining this country right now.
Seriously? You want to know the real reason? People aren't getting hit with it in their own backyard. They're not getting hit with it under their own roof.
Well, you get James Franco drunk enough, I'm sure he'll start hitting on all of us.
Oh, yeah, I have no doubt about that.
He's only one man, Liz. There's a lot of us. He needs time to scroll through Instagram and find all of us, and then send us.
A lot of Viagra,
this is why I do not have an Instagram account. I do not want to be hit on by James Franco.
Dude, I'm completely straight, and I want to be hit on by James Franco. What are you even talking about? It's a beautiful man.
I'm not. I'm not interested in being hit on by James Franco. Just me.
Who are you trying to sell it to? I'm not buying it, Taylor.
Oh,
neither am I.
You're selling it a little too hard.
Okay, gotcha. Gotcha.
And this is what happens when you stick Liz and Sean on the air with Taylor.
On a Saturday.
When 2 out of the 3 have probably been drinking.
I don't know about Sean, but I haven't had that much.
I don't know about that guy either.
Yes.
We're just terrible. We like picking on you, Taylor. That's all.
Okay.
But yeah, I was talking about this whole thing about people not knowing what the hell's going on until it affects them directly. And you know what? Obamacare's doing a damn good job of it. I mean, there are certain things where I'm sitting here thinking, it's a battle we need to fight. And then there's other stuff that we just really don't need to fight. This is one of those, give them enough rope and they'll hang themselves. Totally unlike the whole abortion pro-life thing. and birth control and all of that, because I have the attitude of the English crown as far as that's concerned. It's sort of opposite. You know, when they wanted to take over Scotland, they're like breed them out, and they had the Englishmen go and have first night with all of the women when they marry. No, don't breed them out. Let them have their birth control and their abortions, because guess what? Then you don't have any liberals raising children. Perish the thought! We might not have so many of them.
No, there are too many college professors out there.
That's probably true.
Well, we could work on them too.
And also, to be honest, Liz, have you seen Idiocracy?
No.
Okay.
Oh my God, 2 of you.
I finally saw it.
You saw it at my house when I made you sit down and watch it.
And
okay. What am I being forced to watch?
Idiocracy by Mike Judge.
Okay.
If you liked Office Space, you'll like that movie. And if you reply, "What's Office Space?" I'm telling Taylor to hang up on you.
No, I'm not replying what's Office Space.
Okay.
Anyway.
Just checking.
She also doesn't want to be hung up on.
No.
But I guess here's what... You know, you make a good point, Liz, in that folks don't care. And they aren't going to care until it hits their pocketbook. There is the argument out there that people don't care about government spending because they don't understand that high number.
Well, that and they don't understand how the government spending money translates to them having less money. I mean, like, you really have to sit these people down and give them a lesson on inflation and debt before they're like, "Oh that's bad." You're like, I know it's bad. All those zeros aren't a good thing.
Okay, so let me ask you this, because we here at Saturday Night Cigar Lounge like to be solution oriented. What is the solution then? Is it sitting people down and saying, "Hey, this is the problem with it"? And can you do that in a 30-second television ad?
Yeah, it's funny you said that, because my first thought was, well, they're never going to be taught that in school. Yeah, you would have to do that in a 30-second TV ad, because that's the propaganda machine's got everything else on lockdown. You're not going to see it in movies. You're not going to see it on TV shows, written into the storyline. You're not going to see it in newspapers. Only if you watch a certain newscast out of 7 or 8 newscasts will you even see a storyline that resembles that. And all those local affiliates, they're not trying to push your agenda to let people learn about debt and all this stuff. They don't care. They're going to talk about a car wreck that happened on an overpass or someone died. And so, yeah, that's what it's going to come down to. Their grandma dying from Obamacare sucking, or, them having to wake up to a 30-second commercial that's like, "Just kidding, you might be screwed." And you're like, "Well, what? Wait, what? I'm screwed? Why am I screwed?" And I think they've had a few TV ads that tried to do that, where they talked about that there's a market collapse that is financially impossible to avoid at this point. It's just a matter of where and when. And I watched them. They were on TV on the big channels for, I don't know, maybe 3 to 6 months. And I don't think they woke that many people up. So it might take someone's grandpa or grandma or mother or father or sister or brother, or hopefully not son or daughter, to get their house taken away from when inflation gets out of control, or, well, more out of control, or when the Obamacare screws over a loved one and then they have to deal with the aftermath, and they start asking themselves, wait, why was their deductible so high? Why couldn't they afford their premiums? Why did this all have to happen? Why wasn't the cancer center that he had coverage for this whole life, why was that taken away on his new Medicare plan or on his new healthcare plan? And they're gonna be like, well, and it's gonna take people, like you said, I think it's gonna take them getting screwed to start to wake up and go, oh wait, this is bad. This is bad. Yeah, it sucks that it has to come to that, because there's nowhere written in our genealogy that we have to be this reactionary creature that never sees anything coming and gets constantly screwed and blindsided by everything. There are people out there that know how to fix it, but I guess they're not in media and they're not high up enough in government.
Maybe. Maybe. I'm not sure. That's a legit question. Liz, what do you think?
Well, that's the point I was making. I mean, seriously, once they realize that, hey, we're going to get screwed, they're going to realize, hey, wait a minute, that's a bad freaking idea. Let's not do it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And people are really like specific about about what affects them. Like I was on a message forum and I literally watched people who did not have a semi-automatic rifle in their gun collection. People who just had handguns and shotguns that were like, oh, well, if the government bans ARs, like, oh, well, I'm not affected. And they were not Democrats, but they just really had that like pacifistic, like, oh, I'm not going to worry about it because it doesn't affect me type crap. And it's like, well, as soon as they start coming for the sniper rifles, your old bolt action rifle your grandpa gave you and told you never let anything happen to, when they come to confiscate that and call it a sniper rifle, all of a sudden you're going to be pissed. And people have to realize just because it doesn't screw you over today doesn't mean it's not going to screw you over tomorrow. And part of the problem is just even getting that message out there.
Yeah. And I don't know. It frustrates me because, it's the stupid little things. My mother was really good at it whenever she used to work campaigns. She would sit there and talk with candidates about what they were doing. And it was about the really stupid things as far as, general people think. Believe it or not, I actually bothered to look it up. She was right. We had a candidate here in this district that she worked for multiple campaigns. And the years that he was dumb enough to go and buy really cheap, cheesy pens, he didn't get as many votes as when he went and bought emery boards. Why? Because all of the senior citizen ladies looked forward to getting the emery boards. And if he didn't give them, they would be pissed off at him when they walked into the poll. And they wouldn't vote for anyone, including him, obviously. They wouldn't vote for his opposition, but they didn't vote for him either. So even something as minuscule as an emery board matters to some voters. But at the same time, if it doesn't affect them at all, they're like, oh, well, screw it. I don't know. I tried to tell people, common sense, pay attention to what the hell's going on, because if it doesn't affect you now, eventually it will. But they don't believe me.
Yeah.
And then there are the people that have the "it could never happen here" stance. Like, I talked to plenty of people that were like, I was like, hey, what do you think about Hunger Games? Oh, it was a great movie. It's totally great. Jennifer Lawrence is awesome. I'm like, no, what did you think about, like, the premise of the movie? And they're like, oh, yeah, it's a nice movie, but that could never happen.
I used to have that kind of thought process, was that it couldn't happen here. And this was when I was in my early 20s. And now it's funny, you sit there and you look at it, and the stuff that you say, okay, it could never happen here, it's happening.
Yeah, a lot of it's happening. I love people that are like, when they say something like that, you're like, so the government would never go round a certain group of people up and put them in internment camps? And they're like, no, that would never happen in America.
Guess what it did?
Yeah. There, it's something that I think is really there's a line in getting back to Captain America: Winter Soldier. There's a line in there where someone says to Captain America, "You see the world as you think it should be. I see the world as it is."
Yeah. The idealist versus the realist.
And, I'm going to, as somebody who has been accused and has self-accused himself of being an idealist, There have to be ways, though, to get the world back to how it should be.
Well, can't there be both? Can't you be like, look out your window, everything is sucking, but like we can do better? Like, is it just?
No, I think you can.
It seems like if you really want to be reasonable, you'd have to be both. You'd have to be like, look, I read the crime stats. I know it sucks. But it doesn't have to be this way. You know, I have an idea. I have a plan.
Yeah, it happened once before in this country. In the 1770s.
I was hoping you were going to say, or I was hoping you were not going to say 2008 because I was going to say something.
No, I'm not that stupid.
No, I mean just saying like it happened, meaning like someone stepped up and was like, for the first time, I'm proud of my country, and said something stupid like that.
Who was it who said that?
Take a wild guess.
Michelle Obama.
Oh, okay, it was Michelle. I was hoping that it was some Hollywood idiot, but yeah.
Probably a future Hollywood idiot, so you're half right.
Honestly, she's too freaking ugly.
No, I meant like behind the scenes, making sure that healthcare discussions get put in scripts of upcoming movies, and you know what I mean, like a Hollywood lobbyist, producer, like
But
you
they
know,
are
like,
doing that already.
Well, that's what I mean, but that's what she's going to go do whenever she's done saving our kids from obesity or something.
Well,
yeah, which has really gone well.
Exactly.
But I mean, it's an important. I mean, you make a good point, Sean, about saying that somebody has to say, "Listen, I have a plan. This is the plan." But I think the other important thing is that the plan has got to be good.
Right.
It can't be a plan which is, "Hey, I have a plan," and guess what? It's more statism.
But that's why you have to be a realist too. Is you have to be like, I have a plan, and people are going to be like, well, why do you have this plan? And you have to be, look around. This current plan we're going on, it sucks. We're screwed if we keep doing it. So it's not just like, this one's a little better than this one. The current one sucks.
Well, you do understand that that's what the Democrats are hoping will happen with the Obamacare.
Right, but I mean to take it in the other direction. Not
I know.
Not like the let's double down and maybe it'll get better direction. The let's turn the train around somehow, and that's going to be the hardest part. But once we get the train turned around, it's clear sailing all the way out of here. Like that kind of,
Well, like I said on Real Raw, which occasionally I end up coming up with something intelligent and make the mistake of putting it there. Beware of the Obama snark was the latest post there. And I went and I said, he's talking to those students in Michigan about raising the minimum wage, and he's not letting the other shoe drop. That he's assuming that the vast majority of them will be working at that level, even with a degree.
Fishy has made a comment in the chat.
Uh-oh.
And I think she's got a very, very good point, which is it goes back to mission versus logic. They're not trying to fix things. They're trying to create heroes and villains, short-term focus.
No, there is a long-term game in this, at least as far as the Obamacare is concerned. Single payer was always the end game.
Well, that may be true, but I'm talking about other. I'm talking about other plans that you see. I mean, she makes a very good point, and let's be honest, short-term focus is what killed the auto companies. And I don't mean that in the sense of they went out of business. No, I mean in the sense of they had to go get a bailout, and they had to go sit there and say, okay, we have to do, we have to do this, we have to do that, we need help. It's making bad cars and then having to look for money that really is killing the auto companies. And this is what my concern is. What happens when that happens to the U.S. government? And if it hasn't happened already, and who are they going to go to? And then how are they going to be told, yeah, we'll do this for you, but you got to do us a solid?
Right.
And what's that? And what is that going to be?
No, I don't even want to think about that.
That's the problem. We're going to take a really quick break, and we will be right back. We will be right back here on Vigilant Liberty Radio, Saturday Night Cigar Lounge Overtime, with Sean Vinkman, Liz Harrison, and Taylor. We'll talk congressional pay right after this.
VLR.
We want to welcome Michael Moore to Occupy Wall Street. I'm so impressed by what I'm seeing here.
How much of people's income do you, Michael Moore, want the government to confiscate?
Probably twice what we're paying right now.
It's not envy, it's war.
Where's the rage? Where's the uprising?
Storm the doors of the New York Stock Exchange.
It is a class war.
If the wealthy paid their fair share.
For a documentary filmmaker, I do really well. I'm very blessed.
And the rich thought poverty was bad.
I do well.
They get rid of it.
What pure? There's nothing pure about capitalism.
And they know what's coming on Wall Street.
We're seeing the end of capitalism. And I say good riddance.
He is one of my favorite capitalists. Yeah, I want to give him a hug.
Hi, this is Larry O'Connor from WMAL in Washington, D.C., and you're listening to Vigilant Liberty Radio.
Thank you, Larry O'Connor, for that delightful lead-in. And thank you, Alan Bordius, for getting that delightful lead-in. And thank you, Liz Harrison, for putting that all together.
Oh, joy. You're such a thankful person.
I'm always a thankful person.
Okay.
You made a comment. We were kind of discussing this off air. You said that what Fox seriously focused on the jokes Obama made about conservatives, didn't say a damn thing about the rest of the BS.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that, Liz.
Well, we love it when Obama goes and makes, big mistakes. He went to Ann Arbor, Michigan. He was there talking to college students. So, of course, they have no freaking clue what the hell's going on in the world because they haven't lived in it yet.
Well, except for what their professors tell them.
Exactly. So they have no freaking clue what the hell's going on in the world. So, of course, they all think it's a wonderful thing that you go and increase the minimum wage. It doesn't dawn on them that, what the president isn't saying is that, oh, by the way, more likely than not, even though you went and spent all of this time and put yourself in debt, you're going to end up with a very low-paying job to start out with. And if you're really unlucky, you're going to have to suck it up and take one of these minimum wage jobs because there's not going to be anything else. Because even though I'm telling you the economy is growing, it really isn't. Not at any point great enough to really accommodate anybody who's graduating because the anemic levels of job creation that we have at this point are barely surpassing our job losses. So we're at a zero-sum game there. We're pretty much even, which basically means that when you add more people to the job force, whenever, like potential individuals looking for jobs, when these kids graduate and everything else, if the people that were already there are pretty much struggling, they're not going to get anywhere. So he hands them this line of BS, and he sits there and he says it because he's in Michigan, because Henry Ford did it years ago. He did the $5 wage back when nobody did. And Ford was right, because he had a highly expensive product and he wanted to sell it. So one of the easiest ways to do that was to make sure that his workers could afford it. However, apples and oranges, sweetheart. They're not making cars at the local McD's. Just saying. You are not making minimum wage to go and do anything like that, so please stop, making these kids think that this makes a difference. All it's going to do is increase the cost of things that won't show up on the inflation numbers that most people see on a daily basis. Or at least monthly or what have you. The inflation costs that are involved in, the real stuff that everybody has to buy every day are buried in the middle of the economic channels, CNBC and Fox Business, that people may or may not know what the hell's going on. This does not make the three major networks, ever. It does not make the major news networks, ever. Except for when Fox News gets a bug up their ass.
Okay, but okay, what you're saying, though, is that Fox just focused on the jokes Obama.
Oh, yeah. He was making jokes, and he was making fun of the fact that there was a conservative out there that made the radical suggestion that we actually don't need a minimum wage. And the students laughed, of course, because they're learning Economics 101 from a bunch of idiots that have no freaking clue how an economy actually works.
Okay, see, so they instead of focusing, so they didn't focus on the problem then.
No, they didn't focus on the problem. They didn't focus on the fact that Obama sat there and said, okay, the one paragraph that I wrote about it that really sums it up is then there were the flat out lies Obama decided to state because he can. Does he really believe the Republicans wouldn't keep one of the most popular parts of Obamacare intact, even if they did manage to kill it? We don't need a huge piece of legislation just to guarantee the kids can stay on their parents' health insurance policies until they are 26. And does he honestly believe that the insurance companies would drop all the people that signed up for coverage with them if the government wasn't involved? In all honesty, there's a good chance they'd figure out a way to crunch the numbers so that many people could have policies for less. After all, there wouldn't be the government playing middleman anymore.
Well,
so
all you needed to say was they're in college and they haven't been on the real world and they're idiots. Because that's basically what it just comes down to. I mean, you had...
Yeah, but the problem is that this is something that ended up on the White House website. This ended up on the news. So it's not just to the Ann Arbor students sitting up there in Michigan. It's to everyone. And I can't even begin. Because even the ones that theoretically should be going and saying, hey, wait a minute here. This is bullshit. Aren't calling it. Oh, it's frustrating. Everybody, you need to write to your Republican representatives, senators, and say to them, every time you mention anything about Obamacare and repealing it, sit there and say, I have a new bill. Because they have. That says that the popular stuff that you all like, the staying on the insurance, what else? I think that might be the only thing. I mean, because the only other thing is that people are worried that the insurance companies would drop it. Well, really, come on. If you were willing to pay the premiums at some level, even with government subsidy, you're telling me that the insurance companies, the capitalists, the evil capitalists, aren't going to try to figure out a way to make a deal with these people? Oh! Infuriating.
Sean Vinkman, you care to weigh in?
Let's see. Like Liz said, they're idiots, but it does go outside their little realm of innocence and not knowing anything. It goes off their campus, and that includes their professors who also don't know anything. But it really should bother people that professors don't. A lot of them have never worked, in the real world. They never they weren't like they worked on Wall Street for 20 years and then they became an economy, and economics professor. That's not how it works. These are idiots being taught by bigger idiots. And I'll take the thoughts of someone who's been out in the real world for 4 years over someone who sat and learned how to blow off homework and copy research papers off of Google for 4 years. And let me also say, get drunk and have unprotected sex for 4 years also. I personally had a friend who went to Texas Tech, graduated, and when I graduated, kids were still being told, just go get any 4-year degree and you'll make $100,000 a year. So a lot of kids in my class went, and they, we're going to Texas Tech. Mom and dad are sponsoring us to go to Texas Tech, and they went to Texas Tech, and this guy got a 4-year degree, and I don't even remember what. But he was really proud of it when he got the degree. Facebooked and Twittered that he got the degree, and then came home and he works for AutoZone now at the sales counter. And I out of high school started working a transportation job, found my way to get into a more lucrative transportation job, found my way to get into even a more lucrative transportation job. That was a private security detail driving a limousine that paid quite well. And then, on top of that, now I run my own transportation company. And I think he's still working at AutoZone. So,
yeah.
These are people who, they're going to realize the joke's on them probably later than sooner. But these are not the people like Liz is saying, when Fox is showing a crowd of, just enamored students just clapping like they're looking at the reincarnation of Jesus, talking to them like, Jesus came down here, and out of all the college campuses, he came to ours. Like, that's basically what they're looking at Obama like. So whatever he says, they're just going to get like the auto clap. Might as well have an applause button with a preloaded friggin' laugh track, because that's basically what it amounts to. And yeah, we do need to start calling it out. The one reason I loved Andrew Breitbart was because everyone else in the media, Fox News included, was like, oh, if we want to win hearts and minds, we can't resort to, I don't know, what do they call, guerrilla tactics that Breitbart would use. And the joke is that dude had more balls than they wish they ever could. And that's where real change comes from. Not getting as far out of line as political correctness as you think you can. It's doing what needs to be done, and to hell with whoever you piss off.
Yeah.
Seemed to work for Andrew Breitbart.
Yeah, and basically, as far as those kids are concerned with the applause and crap, the props that the president puts behind him, I really do want to go and look into electronic sex toy companies for a very specific reason. Because I've come to the basic conclusion that there must be a really big business in some sort of insertable buzzer that they're sticking in these people to make them applaud on cue.
Liz said big business. That was pretty good. That was a good pun. I like that. It's not small business.
Sorry,
it's not small business.
No, it has to be
toys.
big. Yeah,
Big
we're talking
business.
sex toys, big business, and not San Antonio go and recycle them.
Yeah.
Right. So, let's something that
respectfully note about that San Antonio story. I haven't heard anyone else out of Texas talking about that story. Good for you, Liz.
Seriously? You know what? I just got Taylor flustered, so I'm just sitting back laughing because, I brought up sex toys.
2 things you should never sell when you buy them are guns and sex toys. You should never sell either one of those. If you're going to go out and get one, never sell it.
All right. So, check this out. Moving to some other people who have been accused of having sticks up their,
anuses?
According to Roll Call, despite what constituents outside of Washington might think, members of Congress are underpaid, a House legislative branch appropriator suggested.
Speaking of anuses...
Yes.
Virginia Democrat James P. Moran says he plans to highlight the injustice
of only being paid $174,000
by introducing an amendment to the legislative branch bill during its full committee markup. And what he says is this, and there's audio of this: I think the American people should know that the members of Congress are underpaid. I understand that it's widely felt that they underperform, but the fact is that this is the board of directors for the largest economic entity in the world. The senior appropriator pointed out that some members have taken to living out of their offices to save money, while others have, quote, small little apartment units that make it impossible to spend the time they should with their family.
Oh. Okay. Number one, you chose to be there. You went through hell to get there. You spent significantly more than you know you were going to make because there were no secrets about it. And it is bullshit that they are only paid what their wages say. Pure and simple.
It should also be pointed out with Congressman Moran, who is retiring.
Thank goodness.
At the end of his term. All right. This is his bio. Again, according to Wikipedia.
So, oh, God.
You never know. But, no, listen to this, okay? He said, it says here, after a brief career as a stockbroker and attending graduate school, Moran moved to Washington, D.C. He worked for 5 years at the Department of Health, Education and Welfare as a budget officer, then became a senior specialist for budgetary and fiscal policy at the Library of Congress. His final position from 1976 to 79 was on the staff of the U.S. Senate Committee on Appropriations. In 1979, he was elected to the Alexandria City Council.
Okay.
And he's been in government ever since then.
Right. So he's a lifer. There isn't enough. I would break every desk in the world. Seriously. And end up with massive brain damage from the concussions.
There's so much wrong with the story that I really don't even know where to start.
Well, okay.
Well, hang on. No, wait. Hang on. First off, is it anuses or ani?
Anuses.
Anuses, okay. Just needed to get that worked into what I'm going to say next. Am I the only person that thinks these anuses shouldn't get paid?
No.
I think that'd be a great way to get rid of all these, slap on the back style, narcissists that are just interested in furthering their own pocketbooks and personal agendas. Okay, you want to really do something for this country? You really call it a great public service you're doing in Washington? Cool. Do it for free.
Yeah. Yeah, and it shouldn't be a full-time job.
Well,
because
okay.
They don't treat it like one to begin with, and if it's a full-time job, they're creating too many laws. The congressional record is quite long enough now.
Well, yeah, and they also don't treat it like a job, because a job you have a boss.
Yeah, they don't have a boss.
When was the last time you saw a congressman or a senator worried about what the American people thought about them?
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Rest my case.
But here's the other situation that I think is extremely important. All right, there are a couple of things here. The first off is obviously the comment about saying that, okay, Congress needs a raise. Well, I remember Patrick Henry declined to... Now, granted, this was the 1700s, and it was a bunch of old, rich, white people, blah, 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 blah. And that's sarcasm, folks. Patrick Henry got out of government because he needed to make money.
Right.
He got out of government because he needed to make money. So there's the first thing which folks are kind of forgetting. The second issue that there is the comment that he made about, oh, well, this is the board of directors for the largest economic entity in the world.
I'm not even
That's
going
corporatism.
there.
No, I'll tell you what it is. That's corporatism. That is a corporatism belief right there. The idea that the government can can say, okay, or fascism, whatever you want to call it. The government can say, you know what we're going to do? We're going to tell you what to do. The government is going to tell individual companies what they can and cannot do, how they're going to do stuff, how, everything else that's going to be done. That's corporatism. They have no business at all.
Okay. I have a simple answer to the issue. No, I have a simple answer to the issue. Raise their wages to $250,000. But for that $250,000, they must surrender to a 2-term limit, period, and no pension. So each congressman is going to cost the American taxpayers in wages $500,000. And that is gross, meaning that includes their actual wage plus the cost of their benefits. Whatever that number works out to that they take home, that's their problem. We are not spending more than $250,000 per congressman and senator. Maybe we could be generous and say, you're a senator, you get $300,000. That's fine too. They should be paid more, I guess.
But they get the same health care as everybody else.
Fine. Coburn. He did it.
Some stuff which should be pointed out about James Moran.
Yeah.
Is that he apparently has a second job. He makes $10,000. He made $10,000 in 2012 for teaching at George Mason.
Mm-hmm.
He also, according to Roll Call, has been a millionaire at times thanks to his wives.
Wives, plural. Wow. Yeah. Okay.
The Washington Post reported in 2011 Moran's finances tumbled amid his last divorce when he went from being a millionaire to reporting no financial assets of his own.
He's Wendy Davising it. He's doing a Wendy Davis, but
don't tell Scott Braddock that. He'll get mad.
He'll hate tweet me.
Liz Harrison, thank you for being here.
Are you closing up for the night?
I figured that I needed to let you go based on the dog barking in the background.
Yeah, the family's coming home. Everybody knows Mandy.
Yes.
The dog. And that would be the pint-sized pundit screaming in the background.
So there we go.
Yeah, he wants to go and be loud and obnoxious because,
Let's
he's
go, Bucks! Too bad they can't beat those Cardinals!
Oh, they beat them last night. Quit complaining. The Cardinals won tonight. The Bucks did not win, so in spite of that, the child is still happy. I don't know what's wrong with that. I'm guessing that he got pumped up on way too much sugar.
No, I had popcorn and I had a soda.
Okay, just popcorn and a soda.
Because I had dinner.
Yeah, because now the show's being crashed by the pint-sized pundit. And,
okay.
That's appropriate. I'm going to go and mute now and let you all go and talk.
I have the right to say whatever I want to you people.
People. You people. He's just like Liz. You people.
He's a 1%er.
Yeah.
He is a 1%er. I know Liz is on mute, and she made the comment about raising the pay to $500. No, I don't think you should get into government to make money.
Yeah. And what a novel concept is it? Then only successful people, right? Like only people who knew how to go out in the real world and make enough money so they could coast for a few years while they're in government would be in government.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more angry. I'm more angry about the corporatism comments that he made, which I think is the biggest danger. I mean, you can laugh about they don't need to make more money and all that stuff, but his viewpoint of the fact that that Congress is that government is the board of directors, that's scary. And so let me ask you this, Sean,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll get into defending tweets.
Mm-hmm.
What is... We gotta point this out to folks, don't we? That this is what's wrong with people in government.
Well, it's kind of speaking to the point that we said earlier. You can have a solution, but if no one that has a major media outlet kind of, echoes that or pushes you or, gives you some exposure, gives the idea some exposure, how contagious is it going to be? This is why you see that even though Democrats basically own MSNBC, CNN, CNBC, CBS, ABC, NBC, I'm sure I'm missing a few. Even though they own all that, they still go to celebrities to get their message out. And they go to movie producers and say, make us a movie with healthcare in the script. Because there are people who don't watch the news, and there are people who watch movies, and there are people who don't really watch movies, but they follow Hayden Panettiere on Twitter. So whenever she tweets something, they're like, oh my God, that's so true. So like, they're literally doing a all sides attack. It wouldn't work on a battlefield because you'd have 4 people at 4 different directions all shooting at each other. But when you're sitting in the middle on your couch, it sure seems to work real well, and they're not using bullets. They're just like, oh, hey, if you watch movies, we got you there. If you follow your favorite celebrities on Twitter, we got you there. If you follow, CNN nightly news, we got you there. Because it's a constant spamming from every different direction, every different form of media to help influence that opinion. And only then do you really start to win the culture. It can't just be one asset. So if we do have a winning idea, or we do have a winning philosophy, or someone who's willing to get up there and try to fix it, then you need like an all sides attack like that to get it going on.
And it should be pointing out that Liz did say no pensions and term limits.
Yeah, I don't get the pensions either. If you work a job for 2 years or 4 years, do you quit that job and then just keep making whatever you're making for the rest of your life?
I don't know.
You see, in the 90s, I had a relative who worked for government, and the thought back then is you didn't make as much as you made in the private sector. You made like 50 to 80% depending on what career field you were in, compared to what you'd make if you did that for a private company. But the plus side was you had the job security and you had the pension. And now we have people making more money than the private sector, and they're getting a pension for the rest of their life, and they're getting better health care than everyone else the rest of their life. And yet, what's their incentive to care? You want to talk about people not understanding and not caring until something affects them? Start with politicians.
Yeah? Yeah? All right. So, the favorite part that folks that folks say that folks like. Defend the tweet. I'll let you go first, Sean. I'm going to be nice.
Well, you kind of dropped this on me at the last minute, so I didn't get to do my normal, NSA style combing of your tweets to find the best one for me to grill you with. But it's a two-parter. So you're gonna have two different things to.
Oh, that's
to
great! I have a
defend in this
two-parter
tweet.
for you.
Oh, well, good. Then good. Then I don't feel guilty at all. All right. On March 26th, you tweeted, "I don't use plastic bags because I don't need them. When I do, I recycle. That's my choice. I don't like being forced, Dallas."
You want me to defend that?
I can see what you don't think government has the right to force you to buy a plastic bag, or to not use a plastic bag.
All right. For folks that don't know, my epic meltdown on the right war a few weeks ago, Dallas has passed a plastic bag ban.
Austin's had that ban for longer than Dallas.
Yeah. But this is the best part. Okay, is that it is fee based. So basically, what happens is that if somebody decides to get a plastic bag from a store, they will be charged 5 cents.
That's it?
Well, it was going to be 10 cents. I'm trying to...
That doesn't sound like a ban. I mean, speed limits are a ban. You can't pay extra to get 5 over. I mean, that's not how it works.
But this is... Yeah, it's a plastic bag tax, I guess. But this is the other issue, though, is that I still can't... And I was talking with some folks about this yesterday, is how are they going to enforce it? Is it the honor system?
Well, we're using that in every other facet of government. Why not, right?
Yeah, I just think that is...
I just want you to... I just really want you to defend the fact you don't need plastic bags. I use those things for friggin' everything.
Oh.
I use them for everything.
I tend to get... Here's the funny thing. I tend to get paper bags.
Oh, you hate trees.
I get paper bags a lot.
Hate trees.
Yes, I hate trees. I get paper bags a lot. So that's... Yeah, I don't use the plastic bag. The times that I get the plastic bags, 90% of the time are when I go to the comic shop and they offer me a plastic bag to carry the comics. I'm just like, I don't need them because they're comic books, they're small, and I can carry them myself. But that's my choice.
And that's something entirely different for you to defend at a later date.
Oh, that it's my choice?
No, that it's a comic shop.
Oh, whatever.
All right, and second part is that you Christian-hating fascist, you wrote that tweet using Firefox, didn't you? You did, didn't you?
No, actually, I didn't. I wrote it on my. On Echo phone.
But you use Firefox.
Well, yeah, I use Firefox.
So you're a Christian-hating fascist. Now, this is what everyone's pissed off about this week, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you have to go with it. You're a fascist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just embrace it like I do.
No, I except for Flash's hatred of Firefox, I like Firefox a lot.
But you just like the software and the products that, Christian-hating bigots like to make for you, right?
Sure.
That's what you're... Okay.
Sure.
All right.
And I think that that entire thing was ridiculous and stupid. What the now ex-CEO had to go through. The guy who co-founded the thing. I mean, who cares who he votes for? Who cares what he donates to?
But you love your Firefox just a little too much to delete it.
Well, all my bookmarks are here.
Oh,
And the alternatives out there are Microsoft, Google Plus.
Oh, Google Chrome.
Plus Chrome. What do you use?
Chrome.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Even though they're is there a particular? I'm kind of curious because is it really good? Is it really?
It doesn't crash on me like everything else used to, but I just use it because then for sure the NSA is looking at your internet dealings. So you make sure you look at something, at least one thing, really, really horrible every day, just so your NSA analyst gets grossed out and has to go throw up or something.
Okay.
Fighting the system one battle at a time.
Becca Lower in the chat room. You can export your bookmarks easy. That's a lame excuse, Taylor.
That's true.
I'm going to admit I'm lazy when it comes to this. Okay, so
Expose Liberals on Twitter @ExposeLiberals tweeted a link no more than 2 hours ago about click here and it'll import all your bookmarks. So yeah.
Okay.
I don't accept that defense. I don't think.
Okay. All right. So here is my tweet for you.
Goody.
On April 4th, 2014, so just yesterday, Just yesterday, you said, whoever is pushing for Tina Fey to replace Letterman needs to be flogged about the head and neck repeatedly. You then tweeted, not 7 minutes later, sorry, but Hillary Clinton is to comedy what at... Now, I'm sorry, but Tina Fey is to comedy what at Hillary Clinton is to boners.
Right. Luckily,
defend your tweets.
Luckily,
sir.
you picked a tweet with a really easy defense.
Okay.
That, like, when was the last time you watched a Tina Fey movie? And you're like, oh, she's so funny. I mean, I can seriously watch Amy Schumer for 5 minutes, and 3 of those are commercial, and I'll laugh harder than I did at Tina Fey and Mean Girls for the entire movie.
This was going to be the next comment that I had, which was, if you want a talented female to replace Letterman, look no farther than at Amy Schumer.
Yeah, she's hilarious. Like, Tina Fey's like the freaking, what's her name? What's the stupid, demanding free birth control and then just now is running for...
Sandra Fluck?
Sandra Fluck. She's the Sandra Fluck of the media. She's only there because she either had sex with someone or because someone thought they loved her political viewpoints and she would, it's good enough. Tina Fey is a total shoo-in. She wouldn't be there in a truly free market. She sucks. She's funny cancer. Dude, seriously. And then the freaking worst part was that someone else said that, oh no, Tina Fey might not be taking Letterman's place because Chelsea Handler might get it. And I'm like, all right, stop the planet. I'm getting off. Chelsea Handler and Tina Fey are 2 people that should be living in their mother's basement right now if I've ever freaking seen 2 people that are just that maybe they have other talents, but they're in the wrong career field.
That's just sexist.
Amy Schumer made out with Bill Schultz on Red Eye for the lulz. All right, she's committed. She's a deeply committed individual. God knows how many STDs she got from doing that. So I'm pretty sure if you give her a big spot like Letterman's old seat, there would be crazy, insane shenanigans going on. And Tina Fey would be like, and tonight our guest is the very courageous Ronan Farrow.
Oh, Lord.
Like, I don't even have to defend that tweet.
I
don't even have to defend that tweet.
And I will say this. NJ Libertarian does agree with you in saying in the chat room, I'm pretty sure those tweets defend themselves.
They do. Thank you for going easy on me, because I didn't have much time to go hard on you either. But next time, give me a little heads up, and I'm going to get you.
Okay.
Yeah, that was too easy. Tina Fey.
See,
good. Chelsea.
Tina Fey. Aren't you the one who complains all the time about me not, you just want me to get drunk and start drunk tweeting?
Yes. You got to give me something here. Liz is nothing but auto tweets, and you're nothing but like tweets that are like the best thing ever. Like, the only person who's more saintly on Twitter than you is Haley Hovis, who tweets a bunch of adoption campaigns for children. I mean, the day I have to find a tweet for her to defend, I'm screwed. Like, straight up screwed.
See, apparently I'm more controversial on Facebook, because I actually had somebody get mad at me for not seeing Big Trouble in Little Chinatown.
Little China. Big Trouble in Little China.
It's just Little China.
Okay.
Ugh. Now, see, you want to talk about forcing somebody to watch a movie.
Oh, I was told by a friend of mine that I had a week. I had to see it by next Saturday.
Okay.
Mob style. You have a week or I'll be back.
Well, he does live in Chicago.
Oh, well, then you really have a week.
Yeah, really. If it was that or Jersey.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the for the chat room to go nuts over the fact that I haven't seen that film.
Oh, please.
But I did watch some great spaghetti westerns recently.
You're not allowed to talk about them. That got him in trouble before.
Isn't this my show though, Liz?
Yeah, but you were told you had to, do the cock in a sock thing.
And I did.
You did not.
I totally did.
You totally did not.
You didn't.
There was a cock wearing 2 socks.
Mm-hmm.
That's not That's not
a cock and a sock thing. Nope.
Really? Having a rooster wearing 2 socks?
Nope, doesn't count. Sean is with me on this one.
Rob Delaney would have done the actual act of putting something in a sock. And if you're not going to do it, fine. But if you're going to say you're going to do it, yeah, shock tweet every now and then. It at least gets you a few followers when you do. For that Tina Fey tweet of just crapping on her for 3 tweets or 4 tweets in a row, I got like 5 followers for doing that.
I got people going and thinking that I became a transgender activist because of my argument with CPCC. Yeah. Whoever thought I would be a transgender activist?
I got a story about a transgender, but and it involves Taylor too, but I'm going to save that for a future show.
No, that's not
fair. Which one was that?
Don't act like you don't remember me rickrolling the living shit out of you. Don't even pretend. He knows. See,
now I know.
He knows.
Seriously?
He knows. Seriously, he knows.
Oh wow. See now we've got the virgin ears all going in the chat room.
Oh, that's good. Well, we have to save something for a future show. You have to have something up your sleeve, or you're just Chelsea Handler.
Speaking of which, Sean Venkman, when is your next show?
Yeah, really.
I don't know. When are you having me on next?
We were hoping to get the scoop on when you were hoping to bring back The Real Deal.
Oh, yeah, as soon as possible, and I'll let y'all know when that is as soon as I know when as soon as possible amounts to.
Yeah, I've been seriously considering, should I sit here and put together the broken computer in the next room that will cost me probably about $52 to do it, and ship it there.
Yeah, and that really expensive broadcasting program that I have to buy because I'm not going back to Blog Talk Radio. It won't buy itself either. But you don't buy me that either. I'm not a charity case. I'm not one of the community's children. I've tried to purposely forget her name. The really ugly chick on MSNBC that
Rachel.
No. I said chick. Melissa Harris Perry.
Yeah, her.
Yeah.
Ms. Tampon Earrings.
Right, her, yeah. So if there's everyone's children, or everyone's computer, it you know what, Liz, it is our radio show because it's everyone's radio show.
Okay.
Yeah.
FYI, Liz, I now have something that you can that you can discuss on the next Conservative Feminist show. Just see my last tweet.
Uh-oh. Well, that means I have to look up something.
Laughing at Alan Bordius. That was what you. Oh.
Yes.
Oh Lord, I'm always afraid to ask because it never ends well.
It doesn't. Especially with me.
Right. So, Sean Venkman, where can we find you online?
You can find me on the Twitters.
Lord. Yeah.
At Mr. Fopow, MRFOPOW, not PRW Taylor. And you can't find me on Facebook anymore because I deleted it because Facebook sucks. Fuck Facebook.
Oh,
please.
Sucks.
Really?
Sick of Facebook.
Hey, I can't complain. I get return on investment there.
As long as you did, I sure as hell never did, so it had to go.
Well, I probably have more followers than you did.
Oh.
I'm a social media.
We know you're a 1%er, Liz. We went over that 40 minutes ago in the show.
I'm just a social media whore. Oh, Lord.
And we can also find you trolling kids on Grand Theft Auto Online.
And trolling people on Twitter. I was trying hard this week. Well, I wasn't trying hard. I was trying a little this week.
You're trying
I was trying a little. I usually don't try because it's Twitter, but I was trying a little.
Okay, I would think that if you were really trying, you would have added Tina Fey in those tweets.
I don't think she has a Twitter. I looked up her Twitter and she didn't. I'm not scared of adding her. I couldn't find her Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Liz Harrison, where can we find you?
In hell most of the time, but if you're interested in watching on the Twitter, then it's at Goldwater Gal. But usually, I say more on Facebook and Google Plus. So if you have to hunt me down on the Google Plus. I have no idea there. Felicia knows how to find me there. Because I actually reply to people there.
and when you said we can find you in hell, you meant on Facebook, right?
No.
I figured she meant Pittsburgh.
Oh no, I thought you meant Facebook.
Pittsburgh is not hell.
No, Cleveland and Detroit are way worse than Pittsburgh.
Yes, and right now Dayton is the center of hell because they're having Winter Garden. Yeah, that's a whole other horrible part of my existence on this planet.
2 words: Gary, Indiana.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
You got me there. Although Dayton comes in a close second.
Yeah.
Dayton is there for 2 purposes: Winter Guard International and Amway. So that pretty much explains the city. Anyway, I otherwise you could find me on Vigilant Liberty Radio hijacking other people's shows. Because and it's fun.
Wasn't saying that.
Okay.
I wasn't saying that at all.
We're not saying.
Well, I mean, you weren't on the air last night because...
Yeah, we had technical issues from hell, which, by the way, we have now resolved. And if it ever happens again, I know what to do.
Oh, see, there you go.
Yeah.
Yes, you didn't tell me that you changed the chat page.
I'm sorry, I forgot.
I had Fishy ask me, is there a show?
I'm sorry. That's my fault.
You heard it here first.
I know.
A recording of that.
I was going to say, I hope you're recording this right now.
I want a recording of that. I'm sorry, it's my fault.
Enjoy it. Bask in it while it lasts.
It won't last long.
No, it won't.
And it won't happen. It won't happen.
You can also find us. We're still doing Right War.
Wednesday.
And Thursday.
And Thursday, I think we have a guest, Christina Rabali.
Yes. Still confirming that.
Hopefully, Christina Rabali.
And are we still on the other station, too?
Yes, we are still on the other station.
Okay. You can either listen to the simulcast here on Vigilant Liberty Radio, or you can listen at FTR Radio. Do be in that chat, because that's the more active one. You can find me at EYE Desert Blog. That's at iDesert Blog on the Twitters. I try to keep it clean as much as possible, although I think
Boo.
Vinkman and Liz would prefer I not be clean, but although I don't know what Liz would prefer. I just don't swear that often.
You don't have to swear to be outrageous on Twitter.
Yeah, this is true.
That is true.
Yeah. I mean, you just have to start treating tweets like you're having short statements over the phone with somebody on a 1-900 line.
Mean Gene Okerlund?
No. Phone sex, sweetheart, or something like that.
I was going to just say start with DMing inappropriate pictures and kind of work your way out from there.
Send caulk pics?
Right. I'm not going to name names, but when Texas Red said that she was shocked that Twitter, started letting you send pictures, she immediately got a picture from me of something that started with a C and ended with a K, and that's all I'm going to say.
Of course, Fishy says this from the guy with vibrating pants. One day we will go and buy the Durex ones for him.
Yeah,
All
someone
right,
actually, never mind. I'm not even going to say that. Never mind. Forget I said anything.
So what is on? So Liz, since you are the boss, what is on VLR?
Okay. I'm not sure who Alan. Well, I know that we have Next tomorrow because I actually received a statement from the host saying that there is a show. So Jonathan Sangster will be on the air tomorrow night. And Monday, as far as I know, barring any more technical issues, Alan Bordius will be on with their finest hour. And I'm not sure who his guest is.
What about Truth Serum?
Truth Serum, I have not heard one way or another. Not that I ever do. I'm just the boss around here. Truth Serum should be, if it is on, it will be on at 5 p.m. Eastern tomorrow.
Okay, then. Who's producing that, by the way?
I guess it's my week
okay.
because, nobody in the house.
Okay.
And yeah, Jonathan has on Michelle Ray tomorrow night. So yeah.
There we go. So yeah, I guess I'll actually get to talk to Michelle.
Yeah, you'll get to talk to Michelle.
What'll probably end up happening is I'll just end up
pushing buttons like I did.
I'll push buttons.
Yeah, just like I did on, what was it, Wednesday night? Yeah. So, other than that, I have no idea because, people are theoretically going to be starting or doing whatever here, and I have no idea who's starting when. Hey, we roll with it.
I wasn't complaining.
I'm not either.
Did it sound like I was complaining?
No.
Okay.
We're just becoming more and more popular or something.
We will talk with you folks next week here on Vigilant Liberty Radio. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
This show is copyright by VLR Media. All opinions of panelists and guests are their own and may not reflect the opinion of VLR Media, the host, or anyone else.